All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again. Like I said, before we start, make sure you put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section, please. Now, we're coming with this one right here by Liberal Hyman. He said that the sniper team was inside the building where Trump shooter Thomas Crooks opened fire from the roof, and the cops spotted him 26 minutes before the assassination attempt. So you telling me that the cops had already spotted him, which I told y'all more details are coming out. You know, everything is unfolding. So it's getting to the point now where, like, if you check on X, you checking on YouTube and stuff, a lot of people saying that it just proved that this was a inside job, that this shooter had help, and it was an inside job. And we're going to break that down and find out exactly what happened. Like I said, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that's going on, because this right here, it's just crazy. This is crazy. Like I said, Secret Service absolutely failed Donald Trump. The man could have lost his life. Donald Trump saved Donald Trump that day, because there's no way you got the police on top of the building with their snipers, and the guy is right across from them, the shooter, and they just let this man fire off 5 to 7 shots before they took him out. So that's the reason why they said now, as unfolding, that this was he had help, and it was an inside job. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this video. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, now at first I was mostly confused, asking questions, a little bit frightened, and of course quite angry. But now I'm just pissed. Legitimately red in the face, pissed off. The latest update to the attempted assassination of President Donald J. Trump at his Pennsylvania rally is by far the most shocking update we've received as of yet. The latest report indicates that the perpetrator, who was perched up on top of that roof, had supposedly been identified before the first shot was fired. You heard that right? 26 minutes. Nearly 30 minutes. That guy was up on that roof, supposedly fidgeting around, also apparently being caught using a rangefinder, figuring out his distance. Allegedly, according to reporting, Secret Service and the local police department had 26 minutes to do something, and they did nothing. It's absolutely unbelievable. Crazy enough, it's not even the worst part. The worst part is actually the federal government's response. We're gonna get into that. The level of entitlement is frankly shocking. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's first start off with the breaking news. Sniper team was inside the building where Trump shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks opened fire from the roof, and cops spotted him 26 minutes before the assassination attempt. Cops on the scene noticed Crooks, 20, clambering into place in plain sight just 130 yards away from the rally stage, and took 2 photos of him because he was acting highly suspicious. Meanwhile, a counter sniper team was inside the building that was being used as a watch post during the event when Crooks pulled the trigger. It's not clear if he had the AR-style rifle on him when he was first seen scaling the AGR International Inc. factory, or if he stayed on the roof for the whole time. Unfrickin' believable. I know I keep saying the same word, I'm like a broken record at this point, but it is truly unbelievable. You had a bunch of Secret Service agents inside the building? My mind is blown, especially when we put it into proper visual context. Folks, what you see on screen right now, that roof, the end of the field ahead of Donald Trump, that's where the sniper was located. On that building right over there. It's the most obvious high priority threat, and you mean to tell me there was someone on that roof for 26 minutes? And all the Secret Service agents were eating donuts inside the building. My brain is exploding. I actually don't understand this. There's no way that you could explain this. And if the explanation is incompetence, well then why haven't we seen mass resignations? You know, usually when you see a failure to this degree, those in charge, the buck stops with them, you'd expect them to resign from their post. Yeah. But of course, in this case, that's not what's happening at all. Here's Kim Cheadle's response when she was asked,
"What was your reaction when you saw the events unfold on Saturday?"
Shock, and then concern, obviously, for the former president. This is an event that should have never happened.
Who is most responsible for this happening?
What I would say is that the Secret Service is responsible for the protection of the former president.
So the buck stops with you?
The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service. It was unacceptable. and it's something that shouldn't happen again.
The President and Homeland Security Secretary said today they had 100% confidence in you, but there are some members of Congress calling on you to resign.
I appreciate the Secretary's comments, and we're going to continue to be transparent and communicate with people.
You plan to stay on? Absolutely.
I do plan to stay on.
She's staying on. I actually can't believe it. It's a level of entitlement never seen before. And honestly, if she doesn't resign herself, how has she not been fired yet? But you know what? Okay, let's give Kim Cheadle the benefit of the doubt. Let's give her some time to explain herself. Well, no, that doesn't work either. The explanations, again, defaulting to that same word, totally unbelievable. Secret Service Director gives bizarre reason why an agent wasn't on the roof where gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks opened fire on Trump as she rejects calls to resign. Here's her excuse. You ready for this? Are you ready for the brain rot?
Oh,
that
God.
building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. That's the excuse. There was no Secret Service on top of that roof, on top of the one most clear threat that was identified as a high priority threat, because the roof is sloped. Honestly, these are the moments where I wish I wasn't anonymous. I wish you guys could see my face right now. This is authentic emotion. I'm in complete shock. I can't even comprehend the level of stupidity. We're talking about Secret Service agents here. These are supposed to be the most badass people on the planet.
Yes.
These are on the guys who are on the deep far right side of the bell curve.
Now, y'all see that excuse that this woman said. Look at the excuse. That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. Now, you got to realize that building, anybody holding a gun can be pointed straight at President Donald J. Trump. And you telling me you didn't have no Secret Service agent, you ain't had no police on top of that building watching that building, but yet, instead of them being on top of the building, the police was inside the building. That right there is just wild. That is crazy. Like, come on, man. She should have been fired. Of course, she ain't gonna say she gonna resign. I'm pretty sure she wasn't gonna say that. But she should have been fired, though. That's the problem. She should have been fired. And we all know that.
They were told not to cover that roof because it's sloped. And by
That's
the way,
crazy.
sloped at an extremely low degree. And again, does not make sense because the police officers behind Donald Trump, who were the counter snipers supposedly protecting him, well, guess what? They were at the top of a sloped roof. By the way, a roof that was sloped at a higher angle. Honestly, I'm mind blown. And even if that's the case, okay, you don't want to go on the roof, at least protect and block access to the roof. Instead, you had
that's another thing. They should have just blocked access. If that's the case, they should have blocked access, made sure that it was in a way for where could nobody climb it. They should have did something like that, but they failed to do so. So that's the reason why I said, man, Donald Trump has to get rid of the Secret Service that was around him. He need new people because the man could have lost his life. Now, I mean, come on, man. This is just ridiculous. She want to tell me it was a sloped roof was the reason why. I mean, like I said, even if it's a sloped roof, you should have had officers outside that roof with their guns and stuff ready in case somebody tried to climb. It should have been officers all around that roof if they wasn't going to get on top of it. But they should at least had officers around that building so couldn't nobody just climb it. But they failed to do so. They was inside the building. The Secret Service failed Donald Trump, and that's exactly where it is. They failed him.
Secret Service agents chilling and lounging around inside the factory for 26 minutes after somebody was spotted on that roof.
That's
acting
crazy.
Suspiciously. We have video of Matthew Crooks just up there for long periods of time, setting his gear up, pulling out a rangefinder.
Look, there he is right there. Right there, see him?
He's laying down. See him? Yeah, he's laying down.
And still I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House because of
And Secret Service was literally in the building right below him. How does that happen?
That's
How was
crazy.
Trump not pulled off the stage? How was he allowed to stay there? How was
And
that?
that's the thing. They knew about it and did not pull President Trump off the stage. They knew about it. Now, look at this angle right here. You can see the Secret Service on top of the building right there. Trump is right beside them. And look at the shooter, like literally right in front of Donald Trump. Right in front of Donald Trump. And you telling me the Secret Service didn't see him? They was told not to shoot yet. They was told not to shoot until Donald Trump got shot and innocent people got hurt and one got taken out. That woman, she should have been fired. She don't have to get on there and say she gonna resign. She should have been fired. Of course, ain't nobody gonna say they finna, just resign. But she should have been fired. Let it would have been President Biden, that would have happened too. I bet she would have been fired. So, I mean, just allowing this guy to get off 5 to 7 shots, it's just beyond me. And no officers around that building watching to make sure don't nobody try to climb it, but yet they inside the building. I mean, come on, man. Something got to be did about this. Something got to be done.
Roof not covered. And most importantly, how has Kim Cheadle not resigned? It is the most unbelievable thing. The Secret Service agent couldn't stand on a sloped roof. Okay, well, explain this photo. That's a Secret Service agent at the White House on a more aggressively sloped roof than the one at the Trump rally. These explanations aren't cutting it. In fact, they're making it worse. And really quick, I want to show you guys the full quote here. Here's what U.S. Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle actually said. That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. She's talking about Secret Service agents as if they're 5-year-olds. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from the inside. What transpired instead was a security nightmare. Thomas Crooks was able to scale the building and secure his own position, while local law enforcement struggled to locate him, even amid pressing warnings from members of the Trump crowd. And just wait till I read this one. Quote, "But there wasn't sufficient time to act on the tips," she explained. Kim Cheadle says there wasn't time to act on the tips, but they had 26 minutes. 26 minutes to get Trump off that stage. And then after that, in the actual moment when the perpetrator was ready in firing position, we counted 2 minutes and 3 seconds of people yelling, "There's a guy on the roof, police, police, there's a guy on the roof." And again, nothing was done. If they had 30 seconds, they had enough time. That should be the standard for Secret Service. One little hint, the fact that there's a suspicious person on a roof in general, the president should have never been brought on the stage. The fact that they spotted him with a rangefinder on the roof.
And that's the thing right there. After they spotted him, they should have kept Donald Trump in the back. Donald Trump should have never got on stage until that right there was taken care of. But they allowed Donald Trump to come to stage when they already spotted the shooter 30 minutes before Donald Trump even came out. They'll let you know right there. That's the reason why a lot of people saying now, this right here, he had help. It was an inside job. Somebody helped him, and we're going to find out. Somebody knew about this. There's no way that the Secret Service seen him and did not shoot and allowed this man to fire off shots at President Trump and others. There's just no way.
The president should not have been on the stage. The fact that they had counter snipers on the roof behind Trump who locked their sights on him, again, the moment he was spotted, Donald Trump should have been taken off that stage. It's simply unbelievable, especially the way things have transpired. All the threats, veiled threats, explicit threats, Joe Biden saying last week we need to put Trump in the bullseye, the list goes on. All of that being said, the clear heightened security risk around this man, and this was the work they produced.
And if you can see right here what Joe Biden said, Biden told Donald on a private call this afternoon, it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. If Donald Trump would have said that, would have said that right there, and President Biden was the one that got shot, they would have tried to blame that on Donald Trump. Just like how they trying to blame J6 on Donald Trump, this right here need to be blamed on Joe Biden with this comment that he made a week before.
Diverting those security resources away from the Trump campaign when he is obviously the man most at risk, it's inexcusable. Having Trump surrounded by Secret Service agents who are half his height, clearly not trained, desk jockeys that just got sent on the field, it's simply unacceptable. Having seen the sniper and not acted for all that time, not only unacceptable, but inexplainable. And the same thing with US Secret Service agents securing the inside of the building instead of the top because the roof was slightly sloped. Unbelievable, inexplainable. At this point, heading into the conclusion, I'm out of words. I don't even know what to say anymore. You guys are smart enough to make your own opinions. I've laid out all the facts there. Form your own.
Well, there you go right there, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, but that's a bunch of bull crap from Kim Cheadle. She should have been fired. She should have been fired, and we all know that. This is just uncalled for. The remark that Joe Biden made need to be taken into account, like really, really quick. It need to be taken into account. So, like I said, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.